What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy. We got hashtag Solo Pat in the chat tonight. The Yankees are coming off a brutal loss against the Red Sox. Just one of those losses where they just had so many opportunities, ample amount of opportunities once again. They just couldn't capitalize offensively. They couldn't pick up their pitching. Even though the pitching wasn't that bad, they couldn't score any runs for them, so it didn't matter if Michael King gave up 3 earned runs tonight. They still would have lost today's game just because they weren't scoring more than 2. But before we get into tonight's game, let's take attendance/roll call. We have a bunch of people in the chat. It looks like a lot of people want to vent tonight. But let's do a little attendance/roll call. Shout out to KG Baseball. We got Derek in the chat. Shout out to MYY Recaps. We got Matt, Daryl, Yankee Fan for Life, Amy, Joseph, Spades. Who else we got? We got Tony. We got Yoelvis, Steven, Lori. Johnny, shout out to Johnny. We got Alfonso. Who saw Alfonso Soriano at the game tonight? We also got Lakir. We got Bright. Who else? So many people. Ricky, Felix, Not So Family Fun Vision, Evan. Sorry if I missed anybody. Hope everyone enjoyed their night, despite the fact that the Yankees have been god-awful lately. It's just not even getting enjoyable anymore. I don't even know what to say. I see lots of people saying, like, angry Pat, Pat's gonna rant. I'm at the point where I can't rant anymore, right? It's getting to the point where going into these games, like, obviously we kind of expect wins, but I'm not shocked at losses anymore, especially losses where the Yankees look putrid. It kind of is what it is at this point, right? Johnny said Derek's watch party was the only saving grace of the game. It sucks because Michael King didn't really pitch too poorly, right? But he just didn't get picked up by his offense whatsoever. But listen, shout out to Ruben Cruz with a $2 dono. Brian Fingerguns, bang, bang, bang. Appreciate you, Ruben. 54 double plays and 6 through 9 hitters are black holes. It's kind of true. The Yankees lineup has just been putrid. Let's pull up the box score just so we could kind of put things in perspective here. Listen. Fireworks. But listen, DJ LeMahieu went 2 for 4 tonight. No walks, no RBIs. Stanton went 1 for 3 tonight with a walk. Judge 2 for 4 with an RBI. Hit into a big double play. I believe it was in the first when the Yankees had, I think it was first and second, no one out. Could be wrong, but I think that's the case. Urshela went 1 for 4. Torres went 2 for 4. And then, just like, who just said it? Ruben, just like Ruben just said. The 6 through 9 hitters were essentially black holes tonight. Odor 0 for 4. Frazier 0 for 4. Gary 0 for 4. Gardner 0 for 3. It's so unfortunate, bro. You look at this lineup, and they just had so many opportunities to kind of just, like, do something against the Red Sox lineup. If I bring this up a little bit more, you could see with runners in scoring position tonight, the Yankees went 0 for 5, and they left 6 guys on base. Come on, bro. Like, come on, dude. Like, it seems like it's the same recipe for every game that the Yankees lose, right? They have a starter on the mound who just has about one bad inning. Let's say, about one bad inning. Kind of like what King did tonight. And then the Yankees just don't score any runs to pick them up. Listen, let's bring up the pitching stats really quick, just so I could kind of put that into perspective here. But listen, King went 5 1/3, 4 earned runs. It wasn't a great start, obviously not, but you would kind of expect the Yankees to score enough off of Eovaldi, even if they scored 2, to make it like a 2-4 game. It's a very winnable game. Litke came in an inning in 2/3, gave up 1 earned run, and then Cortez 2 clean innings. So it was a winnable game. The Yankees just didn't win. Simple as that. But listen, shout out to Pat Soggy Chicken Bucket with the $3 dono. Appreciate you, my man. He says, well, the Chicken Bucket says, thoughts on Adam Frazier trade possibility. We talked about this in the pregame. Now, it's interesting because I think that personally we shouldn't really be too worried about trades right now. Obviously, the Yankees have a lot of holes in their lineup, and a guy like Adam Frazier would be awesome, right? But I just don't see the Yankees making any moves. Maybe that's just me being like a complete pessimist for the first time in a while. But I just really don't see the Yankees making any moves to like add any significant upgrades to this team, like an Adam Frazier. So, obviously, I would love the dude. I don't see it happening, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. Same reason I'm not getting my hopes up for a Ketel Marte. That was the wrong screen. I apologize. Bro, tonight's just... I literally clicked on it again. Chat, I'm so sorry. Tonight's just a complete cluster. But Ruben Cruz says Soriano was so good. I looked at his stars, his prime years were guaranteed 40 doubles, 40 home runs, 40 steals. Yeesh, only knock on him was bad defense and barely walked. But that's exactly my thing. Bro, Alfonso Soriano looks like he hasn't aged a day. Tell me not. When they showed him on Yes Network today, it literally looked like the dude was in like playing shape. Does anyone else hear those fireworks? Like, what's going on tonight? Like, someone's literally like shooting fireworks in front of my house. What are we doing, bro? I was talking about Alfonso Soriano. But listen, Derek says our bottom 4 hitters went 0 for 15 with 10 Ks, and all 4 are hitting under 200. You can't win games like that. Timms needs to go and just bring up a couple young hitters to try and spark this offense. You know, there's 2 guys who I think would be the saving graces of the Yankees. And honestly, I've been talking about this for so long right now. You need a 2016 type injection into this lineup. Who remembers 2016? The Yankees call up Judge. They call up Austin. They call up Gary. What happens to that team that was like a 500 ball club? They almost made the postseason. They were in the wild card race up until the final week of the season, just because they injected that young life into the team. And that team didn't have half the talent that this one does. So what you're going to do, Yankees, look at me, Brian Cashman, make eye contact, lock eyes. What we're doing, we're DFAing Brett Gardner. Okay, he's not good anymore. I'm sorry. Like, anybody who likes Brett Gardner, it kind of showed tonight. Fans were booing him. He needs to go. So you DFA Brett Gardner. You call up Trey Ambergy to take his spot. Listen, I know maybe Estevan Florial, he's an option, but I think Ambergy's more ready at this point. I think that he's the bat you could kind of plug into a major league lineup, and he could actually produce. So you call up Trey Ambergy, replace Brett Gardner's spot. Honestly, you could play Frazier and Judge in center field for the time being because I don't think Ambergy plays center. So, after that, what you're doing, you're either sending down like a Brooks Kriske, a Nick Nelson, a Nestor Cortez. You don't need 15 guys in the bullpen, especially with all these off days coming up. So you're sending one of those dudes down, calling up Chris Gittens. Okay? Easy. Light work. Third of all, you're moving... I don't know if you're moving Kluber to the 60-day IL anymore, just because we've gotten some good news about Kluber. So I don't know about that, but I think you could easily make space on this roster for 2 of these young studs to come up and actually inject some life into this lineup. It's terrible, bro. Nick says Brett Gardner is playing no worse than Clint. He is playing worse than Clint. If you look at kind of like his OPS and whatnot, I'm not saying Clint Frazier is good, but Brett Gardner is much easier to part ways with than Clint Frazier at this point. Clint Frazier is much younger. And he kind of has a more of a future to himself than Brett Gardner does. So this isn't me just coming at Brett Gardner. It just makes the most logical sense right now, as he's the odd man out. It's essentially that. But, listen, I don't think anyone can kind of look at me and tell me that a guy like Trey Ambergy or Estevan Florial could not be producing better in the big leagues over Brett Gardner right now. It's just not possible. And the same thing as far as like Chris Gittens goes. What worse first base production could you be getting? Like, you need something to change, and if they're not going to make any sort of changes, like acquisition-wise, then you have to call someone up. You can't just have these guys rotting in the minor leagues for the entire season. It's literally ridiculous. It makes me sick to my stomach. I saw a video posted on Rob Brantley's Instagram story, and bro, it was literally just a video of like Gittens and Ambergy chilling in the locker room. I would pull it up on stream, but there was like a Drake song playing in the background, so I'd get copyrighted. But if anybody follows Rob Brantley on Instagram, go check it out. The Yankees need to do something. Call up some young life. It's ridiculous. I might make a video about it, to be honest. Not So Family Fun Vision says people are acting like Odor is doing worse than Clint. Send down Clint, Odor in the 3 spot. I don't know. I think you're joking. Odor in the 3 spot, bro? Really? Listen, I love me some Rougned Ibanez at times, right? But you guys have kind of like solidified this with me. He's solid as a bench bat. I don't want Rougned Odor as anything besides a bench bat for the Yankees. I think if you kind of pinch hit him in the 9th inning or something, that's what I want to see him used as. I don't want to see him like starting every day. And in the 3-hole, bro, in the 3-hole, no one's saying that Clint Frazier's good. No one's saying that Rougned Odor is good. But I think if we're putting everything just out on the table, Brett Gardner is a much easier guy to replace than Rougned Odor, just because the Yankees don't really have that infield talent in the minor leagues right now that could kind of replace Rougned Odor with. I don't think they should have traded for Odor in the first place. If I'm being honest with you guys, I would rather see Tyler Wade getting Rougned Odor's at-bats right now. That's not even like me being like pessimistic. I would much rather see Tyler Wade get those at-bats. I'm sorry. Not So Family Fun Vision says, I want Clint down, but the Odor thing was a joke. It's fair. It's fair to say that. I mean, Clint has looked a little bit better lately, but he's still not good by any means. But yeah, let's take a look at some of these other chat comments. Zeshan says, OMG, Pat, I love you. I agree. At least someone agrees with me. I feel like I'm arguing with the chat. Are people actually trying to make an argument right now that Brett Gardner should be up instead of like a Trey Ambergy or Estevan Florial or Chris Gittens? There's no way you could make that argument. But that's also why they shouldn't have re-signed him in the first place. It's just how life goes sometimes. But let's see. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't brought up Derek Dietrich lately, just because it just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm kind of off that bandwagon. Like, it's fun to kind of like joke around about, but the dude hasn't proved himself in AAA to kind of earn an MLB call-up. Two guys that have, though, Trey Ambergy, Chris Gittens, call them up. Thank you. Let's see. FJ says, the called strike on Judge in the 8th was a joke, but the at-bats in the late innings were bad. They were letting pitches in the middle of the zone go by and swinging at pitches in the dirt. Because here's the thing. The Yankees do not give any sort of effort once they're trailing. It's as simple as that. Once this team goes down by like 1 run, you can almost just guarantee that the game's over. It's so odd. It's frustrating. Listen, it is what it is. We could kind of dissect the Yankees offense, the Yankees bottom of the order as much as we want. Nothing's going to change. It's as simple as that, but whatever. Captain Chunk says, give Gardner the 2016 A-Rod treatment. Yes, bro. I have been saying this for so long, and chat can vouch for me. Those of you who are in the streams every game for pregame, postgame, you'll know that I've been saying give Gardner the 2016 A-Rod treatment for so long now, and the Yankees won't. The Yankees won't, and it is what it is. I don't know. I really don't know. But Nick says Gardner is not batting. That's 100% true, but his D is fine. So for what we got for him to be the 4th outfielder, he's now at least giving solid D. Now, listen, Nick, I'm not going to argue with you that Gardner's a decent defensive outfielder. However, he's not, and I agree when you say 4th outfielder. If Brett Gardner was the Yankees' 4th outfielder, fine, but he's not. Brett Gardner is now the Yankees' starting center fielder every single game moving forward, especially if they don't call someone up or trade for someone. So I don't know what the plan is moving forward. You can't go on the season with guys like Brett Gardner, Clint Frazier, Rougned Odor. They can't be getting consistent at-bats anymore. You just can't. Rougned Odor is not a bench bat for the Yankees. He's essentially the everyday second baseman. You can't move in the season with Brett Gardner as your everyday center fielder. These are things that just can't happen. I'm sorry, especially in the month of June. If we were in April and half the team was injured, maybe. But the only injuries the Yankees are facing in the lineup right now is Aaron Hicks and Luke Voit. Those are not 2 injuries that should make the entire lineup look like it's a minor league roster. It just shouldn't, bro. I didn't think I was going to get heated today, but here we are, chat. Here, you guys love it. Let's go. But Yankee Fan for Life says, at this point, can we try someone else at the leadoff spot and move DJ down the lineup? It wouldn't hurt to try. Or toy with the lineup. I don't know. I just want to see a change. I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree. We need some sort of change in the lineup. But when we say that, right, last time we were like, oh, we need to see some change in the lineup, this, that. The Yankees put Brett Gardner too. So be careful what you wish for. They're either going to put like Odor or Gardner in the 2-hole. Next thing you know, Odor is going to be like the leadoff hitter. Like, we don't want that. So, I don't know. Be careful what you wish for. THG says, Gardy is a significant better player now than A-Rod in 2016. I think in a 4th outfielder role, he's fine. But that's where it gets twisted. If you kind of dig deep into the stats, right? I think that obviously A-Rod was just a DH in 2016. But if you just look at pure offensive stats, it's not that far off. It's really not that far off. Obviously, Brett Gardner provides a little bit more value to the team than 2016 A-Rod did, simply because he can play like an average center field. But if you look at solely offensive stats, you guys could look it up. 2016 A-Rod was not that much worse than 2021 Brett Gardner. He might have even been better, if we're being honest with each other. But let's see. Leanna says, I wish George was still alive. That's true. We talk about this so often. George obviously cared more about winning. Hal obviously cares more about the whole business side of things. Just saying. Jesus Chavez with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, Jesus. You're the man. He says, I give up. I don't know what to say besides we suck. Now, listen, chat. I'm not going to get myself too worked up simply because the Yankees could win tomorrow and we'll be forgetting all about this, right? 24 hours from now, the vibe could be completely different. However, if this series doesn't go our way, I'll be concerned. If the Yankees lose tomorrow, I'll be very concerned. You guys, listen, if the Yankees lose tomorrow, you guys might see a full rant, a full Pat rant. Hashtag full Pat rant. But as of now, I'm just going to let it rock. I don't know. I really don't know. THG says, if his offense is equivalent, plus he gives you average at worst defense, plus speed if they allow him to steal a bag, which they don't, he should not be given the A-Rod treatment coming from an A-Rod supporter. Bro, I love A-Rod. But I think you're not giving him the A-Rod treatment because he's that bad. I think you're giving him the A-Rod treatment simply because that you have options that are so much better. Right? I think that kind of makes the most sense. I mean, because the only way a guy like Trey Ambergy or Estevan Florial is going to get an opportunity with the Yankees is if Brett Gardner's not with the team. It's as simple as that. It is what it is. And Amy says, Pat, the difference between Gardner and A-Rod is Gardner was a loyal Yankee and didn't start controversy. Yeah, we know what A-Rod did, but, like, I'm so over this. I'm so over this. Gardner's a loyal Yankee. Like, no, chat. Like, let's be honest with each other now. Who cares? Who cares? Genuinely, I don't care who's a loyal Yankee. I don't care if A-Rod sued the organization. I'm not talking about A-Rod anymore. This is about Brett Gardner. I don't care if the dude's loyal. I want to win a World Series. And if a guy like Estevan Florial can come up and get the job done, I'm all for it. Who cares if a guy's loyal? Come on. I'm so tired of hearing like that excuse from people. Like, I kind of felt the same way about CeCe towards the end of his career. There was no, like, and CeCe kind of knew when it was his time to go, right? He knew that he was holding back spots from other guys. And he kind of knew that if he wanted to come back, the Yankees were probably going to bring him back just because the loyalty thing, but he didn't. And the loyalty thing is so overrated. It's the sole reason the Yankees didn't have a legitimate shortstop on their roster for the last couple years of Jeter's career because they were so loyal to Jeter despite the fact they weren't getting the production out of him. I'm sick of the loyalty, bro. Just literally win games. Whatever, bro. Loyalty doesn't win championships. Thank you, Lori. I would 10 times out of 10 go out and get a guy like, I don't know, Michael Brantley and part ways with a loyal Yankee. Give me another loyal Yankee on the roster besides Brett Gardner. I don't even know. There is no one. The Yankees are loyal to no one else. Yankee fan for life says, if it takes missing the playoffs to have change with the organization, then I'm all for it. It's true. I said this on the pregame actually. If it takes missing the playoffs, so if I had two options, one, either make the playoffs and then lose in the ALCS as they always do, or not make the playoffs at all, I'd much rather not make the playoffs. I think most of you guys could agree with me on that. But yeah. Douglas says, they had a real shortstop on their roster. His name was Brendan Ryan, and unbelievably, they put him at first and Jeter at short when Jeter's range was knee to knee. Okay, but here's my thing. If we're kind of going back to the Jeter thing, right? Brendan Ryan was not that good of a player, right? He wasn't like a Troy Tulowitzki type who the Yankees actually wanted when he was in his prime to replace Jeter in order to take playing time away from Jeter. The Yankees always made sure they had kind of the most mediocre shortstop behind Jeter so that they couldn't kind of make a fight to take any playing time away from him. You know what I mean? But yeah, Brendan Ryan was definitely not anything special to take playing time away from Jeter. Listen, shout out to Jesus Chavez with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, Jesus. He says, Marte rumors going around strong. Frazier sucks. Looks like Jesus is back on the Frazier hate train. Yeah, the Marte rumors are going around. I don't know how legitimate they are. It seems like they're just a bunch of fans running around on Twitter saying stuff. Until I see a legitimate reporter come out on it, take it with a grain of salt. Dirtbike Nation says Frazier for Marte. I'd do it. I'd definitely do it. And you guys know how much I love Clint Frazier. But I think at this point, Marte would kind of provide more value to the team than Clint. And it's also like you're breaking up in like a toxic relationship. I would love to see Clint like go elsewhere and just become an absolute beast. I feel like in Arizona, he would become a tank. Like we know that. Clint would probably become like a 30 home run hitter with the Diamondbacks. So I'd love to see him succeed elsewhere. And if Marte could be successful for us, I'll take it any day of the week. Super V says, I'll say it again. This Yankees coaching staff doesn't like calling up young players because there's no analytics number for them to go by against the other team's pitching. However, it could kind of work on the flip side, right? The opposing team's pitching doesn't know how to pitch to these guys. And that's why when guys come up and make their debuts, most of the time they're actually really good because pitchers don't really know how to pitch them. They don't really have an intense scouting report. So you call up two guys like Gittins and Ambergy, you insert two totally fresh faces into that lineup that teams like the Rays, Red Sox, Orioles, Blue Jays haven't seen before and don't know how to pitch to. Just saying. FJ says, Brendan Ryan was a career utility man. Jeter's a Hall of Famer. What's the discussion? Someone mentioned that Brendan Ryan was a capable shortstop behind Jeter, which wasn't really the case. But, yeah. Ruben Cruz says, I agree. Start Andujar, Judge, Frazier, left to right until we get Ketel Marte and trade for Adam Frazier as well. 335 average on for 56 doubles and less than 100 Ks. I would love Adam Frazier too. I would love anybody who could kind of come in and just improve this lineup as a whole. Because it seems like no one on the current roster is going to get that job done. No one on the 40-man's even going to get that job done. Because Gittins and Ambergy are not on the 40-man, which is why it would be really tough to kind of bring them up. I don't know. It just seems like the Yankees just aren't willing to call up these young guys. It's so odd to me, bro. It's so odd. Do we see, like, how long it took them to send down Mike Ford? Like, what is going on? Oh, my God. I didn't think I was going to get heated tonight, chat. Derek says, Pat, I was super excited with Clint Frazier's potential, but now I'm struggling defending this guy when he never swings the bat with 2 strikes. No one's more excited about Clint Frazier's potential than me. But I think also it comes to a point where we need to see some consistency out of him, right? He'll have a couple of 2 good games and then just suck for the next couple of games. We need consistency out of these guys, and we're just not getting it out of a guy like Clint Frazier. It sucks, but it's kind of the truth. Nosferatu says, today's game, the Red Sox look dominant. I hate saying that because I don't like Boston teams, but they're not messing around this series. Bro, that was an absolute piss missile from Rafael Devers. An absolute piss missile, bro. Shout out to the Red Sox. I'm not one of those people who's just going to be like, I hate the Red Sox so much. Like, I hope like their stadium burns down. No, like, shout out to the Red Sox. They play with heart. They play with grit. They play for their manager. I think Alex Cora, as much as we hate him for cheating, I think he kind of sets a winning mentality in that clubhouse. So shout out to them for that. The Red Sox clearly walk into the Bronx and they want to win. And even if they fall behind, they're still going to just catch the W somehow. The Yankees don't. The Yankees fall behind 1-0. It seems like it's game over. But whatever. Jordan says, time to fire Cashman and get rid of Clinton Gary. Get a bench player who can hit and a center fielder. Something needs to change. I don't know what it is. Fire Timms. I just don't know, bro. It's so odd at this point. It's like, if you had one move to kind of make to improve the Yankees, what do you do? Do you make a trade? Do you call someone up? Do you fire someone? Like, what do we do? It's like, I feel like the Yankees just have so many moves that need to be made. You just got to start going little by little, and they're just not doing that. They're not even making, like, little steps to improve. It seems like they keep rolling out what's not working. It's strange. And then the one time they do decide to kind of switch things up, it'll be like Brett Gardner, Rougned Odor in the 2-hole. Like, how is that switching things up? Come on, chat. Chat, we need some positivity. Chat, screw all the negativity. Give me one good thing that you saw out of today's game. I want everyone in the chat to name one positive thing. If you can't say anything about today's game, give me a positive thing from your day, bro. Give me something. My positive thing, immaculate inning. Bang, Judge did amazing too. There you go. Judge hit a home run. A lot of people are saying nothing. That's fine. Judge home run. All right, go. All right, positivity. Positivity's flowing through our bones. Good thing no Yankees injured. Yeah, no one got injured today. All right, positivity, chat. Let's go. Listen, shout out to Tony with the $5 dono. Appreciate you, Tony. Breathe, Pat, breathe. Breathing exercise, breathe. Oosa. We should start meditating again. Brian Fingerguns, bang, bang, bang. We didn't get no hit. That's also a positive thing. Let's see. THG says, my positive thing of the day was that I guess I got 2 or 3 phone calls that I had to get done today. Positive. Bang. Cross that off your checklist. Let's go. No, but in all seriousness, though, I know, like, obviously games like this are some of the most frustrating for the Yankees, right? You kind of look at this team, and they have so much potential. They're going up against a division rival. You have such high expectations, especially with kind of a decent pitching matchup, right? Nathan Eovaldi's a decent pitcher, but he's not like an elite arm that the Yankees can hit. So, I mean, we had high expectations, but then it's just the disappointment of it all, right? It's the disappointment. It's just, I don't know, bro. At least we could still smile after, right? I don't know. Dirt by Nation says, my pitcher and road to the show through a perfect game. Bang. Let's go. Yankees Highlight says, this channel's awesome. No, you're awesome. You're awesome. Let's go. See, but like this is also like why I think like doing like these post games are so important, right? Because despite like how bad the Yankees could look, I think like it's also important at the end of the day for everyone to realize like it's just one game at a time, right? And obviously we might be like overreacting a little bit just to these individual games. But as a whole, the Yankee season has been disappointing. But still, bro, we have such an awesome community. We build each other up. No one's going to be depressed about the Yankees on my watch. Don't let them get to you. And if anybody has tickets, sell them. Like, don't waste your time and money. I don't know. Moving on. Yankees Reverse says Yankees win tomorrow 78-62. That's not even a football score. That's a basketball score. That's literally a basketball score. Whatever. Let's see. Colleen says, bottom half of the order hitting under 200. Are they pros? No, the bottom half of the Yankees order are not pros. They're actually Little Leaguers. I think we could maybe enter them in the Little League World Series. They would probably lose. But, yeah. Team Taiwan's good, no? Wait, what was... Chat, someone tell me the team in the Little League World Series a couple years ago who, like, completely cheated, right? They had, like, all, like, 20-year-olds on their roster. Please someone tell me, what country was that? It was like a 15 max league, and then it was like they had like all 20-year-olds on the roster. Someone please let me know what country that was. Let's see. Chicago? Jackie Robinson West? That's the team? The hell does that mean? Japan? Jackie Robinson. Okay, I guess Jackie Robinson West. I don't know what that means. I guess that's the team name. But Bright says RIP because Pat never reads my comments. I try to read like as much as comments as possible. Sorry if I miss yours. Let's see. Leanna says, I love this channel even when they lose. The post games are amazing. Appreciate that. Thanks, Leanna. Derek says, maybe we need a classic Yankees Red Sox brawl to energize this rivalry again. Bro, I don't want to brawl. I just want to win games. I literally just want to win games. That's all I want to do. I don't care about brawls. I don't care about immaculate innings. I don't care about anything, bro. I just want to win games. Simple as that. Okay, so Taiwan did too, right? So it was like a team in Chicago and Taiwan. I guess it's a thing. Who remembers bench warmers? That guy who wrote on a piece of paper, I am 12. Bang, there you go. Yankees Reverse says, Pat should be given a 10-year, $372 million contract to replace Gary Sanchbad. I think, personally, chat, you guys could agree or disagree with me. I should be hired by the Yankees to just chill in the dugout and just be like a motivator. Who better is there to do that than me? Like, no joke. I'd literally sit there. I'd mind my own business. Bang, something goes bad, I just yell at everyone. Or something goes good, I hype everyone up, bro. I'll literally run around the dugout and just be like a cheerleader. Pay me to do that. Come on. Pat, can you read my comment? What's your comment, though? Okay. Freefall says Yankees played with expectation to play for the World Series. With the personnel they have, they will never win. You cannot pay a DH more than the best every cruise. He is the standard at $20 million, maybe less. But that's the thing. When the Yankees acquired Giancarlo Stanton, they weren't expecting him to be a full-time DH. You know what I mean? They were expecting him to be like their everyday left fielder or everyday right fielder, wherever they would switch him and Judge. But it's odd because they really weren't expecting him to be a full-time DH, but stuff happened, you know? Trey says, what's got to happen for some young guys to get called up? You know, it seems like the only way young guys get called up is if an injury happens. That seems like it's it. It's strange, bro. Poor performance doesn't kind of equal guys getting sent down or called up anymore. It did back in the day. I mean, back in the day, I'm talking like I'm 50. But it even seems like a couple years ago, right? If a guy wasn't performing, the Yankees would kind of give a young guy an opportunity. I don't know why they don't do that anymore. It's odd to me. But it seems like an injury is the only way where the Yankees actually call someone up. Bright says Frazier home runs, but chat still says he sucks. Well, I mean, listen, Frazier had a good couple games ago, but like, this is the thing with the Yankees. You're only as good as your past. What's the saying? You're only as good as your most recent performance. Is that it? And that's just how fan bases work sometimes. They don't care what you did last week. They care what you did tonight. And I think it's kind of a fair standard to hold these guys to. But listen, chat to Super V for subscribing. Appreciate you. Also, chat, I mentioned this in the pregame. If anybody was in the pregame, thank you to all of you for helping us hit 2,000 subs. It's only one little milestone on this fun journey, so I appreciate everybody who stops by all the time. Let's see. Dirtbag Nation says, Pat, you should do Twitch again. It made my night when you did them. All right, chat. I see a bunch of people always asking for the Twitch streams to come back. They will come back. I promise they're gonna come back. It's just gonna take some time. I've been super busy lately with like outside work stuff and all this stuff. Expect sometime within the next month or so. I promise I'll hop on a Twitch stream. Watch parties are gonna come back soon too. Yankees Reverse says Jason Dominguez says that he looks forward to coming up in 2026 and playing beside Brett Gardner. Good one, bro. Round of applause to that. Love it. Beautiful stuff. Let's see. What else we got in the chat? Bring back 2019 baseballs. I like that. I like that a lot. Douglas says Cole season's starting to remind me of when DeGrom won the Cy Young and only won 12 games because the Mets didn't support him. Cole needs a run support. Give Cole some run support. I'll be a happy guy. Cole will be a happy guy. The most beautiful man on the face of the earth, Garrett Cole. Give the dude some run support. It's as simple as that. That's all I got to say, chat. THG says, I only judge players. Get it? Shout out to Yankees Highlights for subscribing. Appreciate you. I only judge players based on the majority of the games, and Clint sadly has been awful this year. He's my guy. I agree, bro. I definitely agree. For sure. Derek says, Judge will be your starting right fielder in the All-Star game. # positivity. Round of applause for that. Now, bro, positivity. It's the way to go. Judge, starting right fielder in the All-Star game. That's something to be happy about. Cole, probably going to be the starting pitcher in the American League All-Star game. Sure, bang. Other than that, though, I mean, not much to be positive about with this team. It is what it is. THG says, positive moment of the game. One less game that Gary will play for the Yankees. I guess. Yeah. It is what it is at that point, right? Ruben says, give King his starting job. What else does the man have to do? He's been better than Devi and Tyone. That's kind of true. Listen, I don't hate Michael King. You guys know I'm kind of a supporter of Michael King, actually. I think that he's been solid. He's kind of earned himself a spot in that rotation. I think the Yankees like him better in the bullpen, though. I think that's kind of what's been holding him back from getting a rotation spot. But, yeah, that kind of is what it is at this point. But, chat, listen, that is going to wrap things up for today's postgame. I really do appreciate everybody for stopping by, despite the fact that the Yankees had a brutal game today. Tomorrow, I will be live for the pregame as usual. It is a night game, Saturday night game, so keep that in mind. Pregame will start at 6 o'clock p.m. So, yeah, 6 o'clock p.m. pregame tomorrow, and then we'll be on the postgame directly after the game tomorrow as well. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you do know when we go live. It's really important you hit that bell. I don't know how often YouTube really sends out the notifications, but really do appreciate everybody for stopping by. You guys are the best community all around. If you guys want to join the Discord, the link's in the description. Merchandise link in the description. And also follow us on Newsbreak. Got exclusive content being posted on there almost every day or so. And also, you guys know the deal. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Have a good night, everybody. Stay positive. Peace.